actually created this body type on my phone on a flight that I was taking to see my in-laws. So, we've been talking about, the potentials of doing a signature. And so we just kind of started thinking, well, what company can we go with that can help us with their infrastructure make this thing a reality? And Dunnable seemed like the right fit. Yeah. So I wanted to tribute all the guitars that I came up with. I've spent 20-some years playing Explorers. A lot of my identity is, when you see pictures of me through the years, it's pretty much an Explorer body type that I'm playing. But when I came up back in the day in the van, I used to play a white SG Special. So that's where I got the horn from. Now I also played an E2. I just thought it was so cool. If you see the shape, this feels comfortable to me. The one thing about Star guitars is that they're hard to play relaxed sitting down. Whereas this, it sort of gives me a place to rest my arms, gives it a place to sit in my lap. And so it just made sense to me. And it kind of feels a little BC Rich. So it kind of gives off that vibe, but I've never played it. But the other thing that I've always wanted to do with an Explorer is give it a traditional headstock. To me, an Explorer resembles a horse. That's every time I see them, they just remind me of horses running, right? But I wanted it to feel more like a weapon. And so putting this kind of at the top where you can kind of rest your fingers and bend the neck back feels more like a real axe to me. The US models will be made in the US. They will also come with bare knuckle pickups, and the wood will be different. This one is more of a walnut, so it's a heavier wood, and the others are mahogany, so they feel a bit lighter. Well, the Jackhammer is actually a reference in a Coheed song, and as well as a reference within the comics, the Amory Wars that accompanies the records. And, the line is "man your own jackhammer." So it just made sense to me. When I started this idea, I'm well, before I even messed with the guitar, it's we're going to use that as, it's got to be called a Jackhammer, and we've got to use that. So a couple of years ago, in collaboration with Wren and Cuff, we chose to clone my favorite Big Muff, and we created the Anna. So the Anna is essentially that version 5 cloned, but with super overdrive in front of it. And typically in my chain back then, that's what I did, is I put a super overdrive in front of a Big Muff. And so we thought, why not try to construct something that was a little more pedalboard friendly, and we created the Anna Compact. That's about it. As far as any other details, I'm not much of a salesman in that way. So I just played the things.